Hey folks, we're just out on our normal walk through the cedar forest, and Lila's got a scent of something, so I thought I'd turn the camera on and let's see what she sees. She's looking. Look at her. See her at the end there? So we're gonna walk up there and see what she sees. Can't be anything too serious. She's eating grass. She likes eating grass. Lots of dogs eat grass. They balance their digestive system out. She grazes like a cow. Bears eat grass. She likes the green grass, the tops. I think they're sweet. Did you get all grassed out? Now what are you going to do? Go back to the camp and tell people you were eating grass? They're going to think you're high. Eating grass. Okay, let's go. Well, I guess there's nothing scary out here. But I always bring my camera so that when she kind of growls, I missed it by the time I turned on the camera. She'd already done her thing and went in the bush. And sometimes there's a wild animal on the trail. So today she's just sticking very close. She picks up a scent, then she goes off. Sometimes we turn around if she's barking too hard. Just because she would go if you want to go, because you're the master, so the dog will follow you. But I just think if the dog's barking a lot, why take a chance? Could be pulling a bear into the camp. So they pick up scents long ways away. See here, she's going now. Watch this. See? She's gone onto a scent. I don't know if you can see this. She's going through the woods. Now she's growling. Sometimes she just growls. Oh, there she is. She always stays about 100 yards ahead. 50 yards maybe. 100. Then she waits. Okay, I'm going to turn around. Lila? Lila? Well, I guess we could go to Snake Point. Let's go to Snake Point and see if there's any snakes. You got to go through this forest area. It can be a little eerie, but it's daytime. Sun's poking through. Lila's not barking, but she's on the trail of something when she starts running like that. It's like she's got to get away up ahead to clear the trail. Make sure bark anything off. I never ever see anything. So we'll just keep walking. Oh, there she is. She ran into the bush. It's not a good sign. You know, there's wildcats. They hang out in the trees. They could jump on you. I always look around, but in the forest here, yeah. There she is. I always feel safer if she's on the trail. There she is. No barking, so we're good. If there's a bunch of barking, sometimes I just stop and wait. I'm gonna have to stop here. Take a drink. I'm gonna put the camera down here. Ooh, nice and cool in the forest here. Hey there. Hey there. Okay, well, let's go. Well, she wants to go home. So we didn't even make it to Snake Point. Hey, Lila! We're almost at Snake Point. Come back this way. Come on, this way. We're almost at Snake Point. So it's a shame to stop now. Oops, sorry. Okay, the camera's like a Darth Vader. It's like a little spaceship flying through the trees. Okay, you see it? Snake Point. Lila! Wait. Snake Point, the sun's out. Let's see if the snakes are out. Here it is. They hide right in the grass here. Nobody today, eh? Sometimes you don't even see them. See if there's any over here. No. Huh. Well, one day I came out here, right out to this area, and I thought I'm gonna take my shoes off and go bare feet. You know, the grounding. You know, if you ground yourself to the earth, we all walk on rubber. We're insulated, so a lot of our ambient electricity stays within our body. So if we ground ourselves, like when we were kids, we used to run around in bare feet when it was safe to do so. we were grounded. We had lots of energy as kids. But as we get older, we're isolated from the ground. So many of us maybe have gone years isolated from the ground. Very seldom grounding. So I'm going to show you what grounding is. I took my shoes off, and you find a spot and just ground, walk around in the ground. This is a nice spot. But when I did this the first time I came out here, a couple snakes started to slither out of the grass. They're garter snakes, but then they stood there and looked at me. It kind of freaked me out. But anyways, I'm checked now. This is a nice place to ground. I'm going to set the camera up so you can watch from a distance. And this is what we used to do when we were kids, is ground. Okay, well, that was a bit of grounding. You get the idea. Now I drained out some of that electricity that's flowing in me to the ground. I should feel calmer. I'll let you know, I actually do feel better. You know, a lot of that they call pseudoscience, maybe. You know, not a lot of studies on it, but they know. 1969 is when the first rubber insole was invented. Before that, the Aboriginal people walked on leather. Our older pioneers walked on leather. My grandfather, all the soles of the boots were made out of leather. Well, guess what? Leather will ground you, but not rubber. So we have a society full of people that are sicker. We wonder, you know, why in the old days, my grandfather, he lived a long time. And why did they live so long? My great grandfather, you know, they didn't have rubber. So it was in 1969 they invented rubber insoles. And interestingly enough, that's when the internet came about. And pretty soon the whole world's using rubber. It's cheap to make. I guess if lightning strikes you, you're better off on rubber. Maybe put the rubber on if there's lightning. But the problem walking bare feet is there's so much glass. I know someone that was walking bare feet in the soil, and they picked up a parasite because they had a cut or something on their foot, and ingrown toenail or something. Anyways, he just about died. They had to send stool samples to the US, 2 labs only that could test to this deep, and they found it was this parasite comes in through the soil. I don't know how small they are. Got into the person's body and started to multiply, and almost killed the person. But then they took these big horse pills for so many days and killed off the parasite. So anyways, that's a little bit of a story walking bare feet. So I want to caution everyone about these things when I put out a video on grounding. There are risks with grounding, so be careful where you're grounding. You know, even today, people, when they walk in the water, they wear wet socks. I have a pair of Walmart brand little slip-on shoes that you wear in the water. Why? Well, our waters are full of glass, and you know how people are, right? They I don't know what it is with people, but they throw beer bottles. They get a kick out of that, I guess, busting some beer bottles on a beach. So anyways, the beach keepers and public sector, you know, the county, the parks, they go to great lengths to keep things clean. I appreciate it. Now this here where we're at is what they would call, I don't know, government land. Some call it crown land, but it's not owned by anybody. It's just land. I think most of British Columbia is just mountains and trees, and no one owns it. There's only certain sections that they allow people to buy, and they turn into towns mostly. So we're up in a rare area here. It's a ledge on a mountain. You know, if you look around, we're on this ledge walking along these trees. These are old logging trails, so again, no one owns them. The logging industry has opened it up so that people, hikers, can use the trails. The gold panners who gold pan down there, they use these trails. They come out and stay out here on the crown land, on the government land. They don't pay anybody, and then they go down below and they gold pan. You know, they have what do they call it? Claims. Yeah, they have claims, gold claims along the river. You have to buy them. So you can't just go and get a pan and start panning in a river. You can get into a lot of trouble. And even if you find the gold, it's not yours. It's whoever owns the claim. So you got to be careful. In the olden days, you could get shot. Seriously. For trespassing on another person's claim. So here's one of the spots the gold panners comes down, and they pull their campers down in here even. We're going to go down this way. This is one of my favorite parts of the walk. And Lila and I we do this walk pretty much every day out here. We find that, well, she rolls around in the grass, and she's very excited to go on these walks. She starts jumping around and acting silly. But anyways, this is where I'm going to stop, and I'm going to put the camera down, and we're going to take a drink and just admire the forest. There's Lila over there. something sniffing out the forest. Yeah, that's my favorite part of the walk through the cedars. It's oh, there's Lila over there. See her? But the cedars are refreshing. There's something about the cedars. I don't know what it is. It's just, it's like you're in another world. You don't think on what's on TV or what you watched on YouTube when you walk through the cedars. It's like your mind goes elsewhere. Disconnects from maybe some of the stuff that's you're watching on TV, on the news, that's going on in the world. It's stressful. All those things, you know. Most people watch them. I do. Not much anymore, but a little bit. To know that the stuff is weighty for some of the smartest people on earth. They can't figure it out. So, the world is changing. And it's never going to go back. So we're part of a generation that has lived in the good old times, the 70s and the 80s. That's when I grew up. That's when I lived. You know, they had all the outdoor concerts. There was no internet. Hardly cell phone. Came later. The 90s, big box phones. I had one. Ran my business that way. Got to the job site one day, and it was an old, 900 megahertz cell phone box, bag phone, back in the, I don't know, 80s. This was back in the 80s. So, I'm dating myself now. So I get to the job site. I was on the phone to the job site. My sister-in-law, who worked for me, you know, no one would know that because she's just a person at the front desk. She couldn't make it into work, so she phoned me, left me in a bind because I'm out of town working, and just have to put a sign up and say out of the office, whatever. So I get to the job site, get in. The guy's sitting there, this tech. He's from another company. We were testing back in those days, halon systems. It was a fire extinguishing system in a big petrochemical plant down by Red Deer. So anyways, he gets there. We're sitting there and he says, yeah, so your sister-in-law, just out of the blue, he says, your sister-in-law, is she that reliable, you know, as a worker? And I thought, I thought the guy had, I don't know, ESP. I thought he could read my mind, because that's what I was thinking. She was always phoning in sick. Family, you know, working for you. They'd never do that to someone else, but your family, right? So, turns out he had a 900 megahertz scanner, bought at Radio Shack. I don't know, he put some jumper in, because Radio Shack couldn't sell it. Remember Radio Shack at the time? They didn't they couldn't sell it with the jumper in, so you pulled the cover off, put the jumper in, and you could pick. It was like a police scanner. He could hear everything, everyone on a cell phone within his distance. He heard my whole conversation. I was sitting in the truck in the parking lot for a while, and he listened into the whole conversation. I didn't know about it. I thought this guy was possessed to know what was going on in my mind. But anyways, those are the good old days of the old box phones. I didn't trust them then. People are listening next door. That's what we started with. Then smart cell phones became encrypted, really smart. No one can really copy the technology. But can they? I don't think anything's private. I don't think anything's private, but up here, this is private. That's why they call it a private retreat. It's a retreat. You retreat back from the system, from the matrix, and you get up in the morning and you watch the flowers bloom. You see the hummingbirds at your door. You make your own power. You're not connected to the grid. No one out here is connected to the grid. You make your own heat, whether it's wood burning. A lot of the RVs are using propane, but they're seasonal. We tried living in the winter up here, but with an RV it's risky. It's not designed for that most of the times. Even the 4 seasons aren't really. But you get a cabin or something, tiny home. Now you're talking, you put a wood stove in it. It's a game changer. So there's all the deadfall, you know. Like everywhere we go, we're cleaning up wood and stuff like this. But it can all be burnt. You know, we have little piles of it all over. And it's slowly, you burn it off, you clean the deadfall out. You should have seen this before. But pretty soon your deadfall's out of your little forest. Pretty soon your little forest around your camping area is not a fire trap. And you see we're piling up some deadfall there, slowly burning it off. So that's not even our lot, but it would affect us if there was a fire. Now this side is all green. This is our green belt. So that's a fire belt green. So that's nice. This whole side is a green belt. All natural. Oh, there's my good wife.
Hello.
Doing laundry. How's things going?
Good. How are you doing?
Good.
You look good. Okay, good.
Yeah. So you're doing laundry. You want to tell anybody about what you're doing? How you do laundry out here?
I'm taking advantage of the hot water from my black hose.
Yeah, we have a black hose on the roof. It gives us hot water to do laundry.
Yeah, I'm just rinsing. This is my second rinse, which is why we just dump it on the ground.
Yeah, and you have a little scrub board when you need it. Did you want to show that?
No, not yet.
Okay, another day.
It's too hot to scrub.
Okay, well, I'm going to carry on, and we're just about finished the video.
Good. I'm just using up my hot water.
Okay, great. So yeah, we come back here. We burn all our paper garbage. Help start the fire. Here's a bunch of firewood we got brought in. The neighbor, we traded him for some solar. And he went out and chopped this deadfall. You know, you can tell the deadfall because it's kind of dark in the middle, I guess. I don't know. But the trees are standing and they're dead, so they're partially dry. But now it has to dry more. But we found out that our stove that we're ordering is won't take those big of a log. So, and this is our pressure system, our water system. Everyone has one. We had to put a pressure gauge on it to the camper so it doesn't blow the lines. The pressure's really strong out here. I bet you it's 120. Oh, caused you to, did that cause a problem?
Yeah, well, no, not a problem. It's just drop pressure.
Drop pressure. So, yeah, and we put this Y in, so we have 2 sewer systems. it's all, you know, in the summertime, you know, for 3 seasons, you're fine. Once 4 seasons comes in, you have to just drain them all and put it all away for the winter. But they have long seasons out here. I was impressed. We came out November 20th is when we landed here last year. And we lived out here until the end of January. I had to leave. So we rented a pad in town. It cost a lot just for a pad. But going into a cabin out here, we can stay all year. So that's bonus. We know how to make power. That's bonus. And Lila loves walking. That's bonus. Keeps me busy. You have to take the dog for a walk. We got some good neighbors around us. Dave, he's a jack of all trades, really. He's going to help us change the oil and stuff. Greg, the caretaker, he's golden. He's been here long. Always has a smile. And if you've seen the videos, he has the 2 big dogs, the Commodores dogs. So I don't see them today, so could mean that Greg and the dogs are gone to town. One day Greg went to town and pulled over at Canco for gas. Went inside to pay the gas. His dogs jumped out the window. Went next door to the bistro, went into the bistro, and they were looking at the bistro people. You know, like, do you have any scraps? You know, we'd gladly take some scraps off your hands. You know how the dogs are looking attracted to the smell. So the bistro owner looked outside, didn't see anybody. Here Greg was parked his truck, finished paying for it, pulled it in the parking lot and started searching the area. He was scouting. You know, he was going as far as he could to see where these dogs are, went down the road. Well, here the bistro owner is running around the gas station trying to see whose dogs these were. Couldn't find